Where's my drugs? That's good drugs. Ouija boards. Let's talk about them. Ouija boards have been around forever, so I'm not going to bore you with a history lesson about them. But can one actually summon spirits with them, or is it all just subconscious movement? Between those two possibilities, I believe the answer is yes. We all know, we've seen, we've heard that Ouija boards are a tool that you can use to supposedly talk to the dead, or spirits, entities, demons. So today we're gonna watch and react to a video called Top 10 Scariest Ouija Videos by WatchMojo.com. But before that, let's see what science has to say. Because if the last few years have taught us anything, if you have a lab coat on, you're right about everything. Science says that Ouija boards are not ghosts at all. This is the idea: if you think about movement, you'll actually move, subconsciously. They've even hooked people up with electrodes and instruments while they were using a Ouija board to determine if the people using the board were actually the ones moving it. And they were. So that's it then. Ouija boards are a totally safe, non-demon summoning device that you can take to your kid's Halloween party, right? No, please don't. See, once again, science stops just before the part where the paranormal could possibly come in. We're going to talk about that, but first, by the way, if you see me looking over here a lot like this, I'm checking my audio levels because I still have no idea what I'm doing. All right, so let's watch the top 10 scariest Ouija board videos by WatchMojo.com. I'm guessing we're going to see some cheesy, obviously fake party pranks that people are claiming to be real. But with all these videos that we're going to react to, I'm sure 99% of it is either plain out fake or at least explainable. But that 1%, that's why we're really here. Action!
Some people think it's a hoax, and other people try to use it to communicate with the other side. Hey guys, I'm Rebecca from Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest Ouija videos. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Before we check out the scariest videos though, imagine a world where everybody used Ouija boards all the time. That's what the folks over at Unveiled have done, so be sure to check out their Ouija videos after you're done with this one.
One of the things that got me fascinated with Ouija boards, when I was a kid, there was a movie that's older than I am, I think, that was called Witchboard. And for whatever ungodly reason, my parents let me watch it. From then on, I just had this fascination about the possibility of contacting the spirit realm, which is what probably led me to dive headfirst into the occult. So parents, watch what your kids watch. They can end up getting crazy ideas like me.
This one's pretty simple. We're just looking for the scariest Ouija games ever caught on tape. All right, let's get to it.
Ouija games.
Number 10, the Ghost Box. In this video, the players were able to pick up on a demonic declaration thanks to a ghost box, a machine capable of picking up voices from beyond the grave.
So if you don't know, a ghost box is essentially a device going back and forth quickly through radio channels. And the idea is that through that static, you could pick up spirit voices. Just FYI.
It was at the Queen Anne Hotel in San Francisco that this duo dimmed the lights and sat near one of the room's windows. Without warning, the spirit quickly showed itself, clearly saying he wanted to terminate the young man.
Okay, I got chills.
A threat that would be confirmed after hearing it a second time.
Let me hear it.
Use this box and say it clear. What do you want?
Oh.
Number 9.
If it didn't have the word terminate at the bottom of the screen where I was reading along with it, I think I would have just heard. But supposedly it said it twice. So who knows?
Protector.
Happy Halloween.
On Halloween night, a YouTuber named Mellowbird tried playing a Ouija game. However, the spirit who answered his
Keeps
call
calling it
had
Ouija
other
game. I
plans.
don't know, that's just funny to me.
To make clear its annoyance for being bothered, it proceeded to break a glass.
1, 2, 3.
and
Dang.
throw pans and other kitchen items across the room. Mellow Bird managed to keep his cool and left the room using his Ouija board for cover, watching
That's a lot of
spirit
string.
shenanigans from a window outside the house. Clearly,
Even the
he was
glass
no longer
piece
welcome in his own
moved.
home.
The broken glass piece moved off the table.
Number 8, Maya and Friends.
Were you scared
Power
when
of
you lost
Christ composure.
contact with us?
In 2014, little Maya Galikowska was found dead in her home along with her younger sister, with their mother being the main suspect.
What year?
2010.
So it said that at first.
Yeah.
A dark story, yes, but Maya had not yet said her last words.
Is this picture on this phone, is that you?
She'd show herself 2 years later during a Ouija seance among a group of teens. After identifying herself, she broke contact with her hosts, who took the opportunity to search the internet for information about her, validating the spirit's confessions. An evil spirit named Zozo, as well as the grandmother of Lizzie, one of the teenagers, also made an appearance.
You know what it's spelling out right now?
Eliza?
Elizabeth.
It was certainly one hell of a night.
He's so serious.
Ange.
Oh, so is she.
A-N-G-E.
Angel?
Angel. That was her nickname.
No
Angel was
way.
like her mom's nickname.
Number 7, Where's Sarah?
Alrighty, we're out here on the property in Midlothian. We're gonna do some ghost hunting. Are y'all ready?
Sure. Yeah. Bring it.
Where's
One
Sarah?
night, Sarah and her friends decided to play Ouija in an abandoned barn. Things started off rather low-key until the Gauss meter detected a presence, which dialed up the pressure.
If you're here, can you make a thump for us? Okay.
After a few minutes of listening to mysterious sounds, they ran off in a panic.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Once they got outside, a man with a flashlight started chasing them. Sarah, however, is nowhere to be found.
Sarah.
Man with a flashlight.
Sarah. Where's Sarah?
Security, possibly?
Did the Ouija game possibly pick her up as a victim? We don't know, but it certainly is a mystery. Number 6, Pizza Ouija.
Wait, hold on. That's just where they leave the story? We don't know where Sarah is? They never found Sarah? And just listen to the music and the tone of her voice and the vibe throughout the video. She's just like, oh, look at this interesting Ouija board video. Also, Sarah's missing. She could be dead. She just like, Sarah was playing with a Ouija board and a man with a flashlight was chasing her and now she's missing. Did anyone find her? Who knows? Next video. It just feels like the wrong tone for a possible tragedy. And the music is just like upbeat and happy. What? Okay.
What do you want?
Jackson, Stacy, and Alice decided to make their own Ouija board by writing down the letters of the alphabet and the words yes, no, and
what I
goodbye
used to
on
do
a
all the
pizza
time.
box. Once their shift
When I was younger and I wanted a Ouija board, both my parents were like, boy, you crazy. No. So I was like, fine, I'm going to make my own. So I just took like cardboard and a Sharpie and it worked.
ended, they all met up at Jackson's house and got their board game ready to play. As soon as the game began,
Ooh, that
they
moved
were
by
greeted
itself.
by Susan, a well-meaning spirit. However, a malicious spirit soon took over with the intent to kill.
Kill.
They immediately stopped the game, but Jackson would get attacked behind a closed door soon afterward.
Jackson!
Was this simply a hoax or an actual attack? We'll let you decide.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Number 5, the possession.
No one's going to talk about the fact that that glass moved by itself, supposedly.
This is Patricia Quispe. She apparently used a Ouija app on her smartphone before convulsing uncontrollably and saying 666 and let me go in her delirious state. According to a witness, the 18-year-old Peruvian girl returned home
She was
after the
possessed
session
by an
without
app.
showing any symptoms. But the evil surfaced later on, as she started foaming at the mouth and compulsively contorting her body.
Su personalidad cambió, su voz era otra, no tenía control de su cuerpo y
Jeez.
evocaba al demonio.
Paramedics admitted to having trouble stabilizing her, and Patricia would be committed to a psychiatric ward following the ordeal. Number 4, the nosebleed.
That woman was clearly not
There's
faking.
no doubt that these two young boys got the scare of a lifetime. While coming into contact with an evil spirit, they heard strange noises, making them flip the board several times. Suddenly, a wicker basket moves behind
That'll
them
show 'em.
and tumbles over by itself.
Are there any good spirits here?
Only the good ones.
Do that. Oh no! I'm not doing this. No.
Then, the ghost did its grand finale by
I'm not doing
making
this
one of
no
the
more.
boys'
Does it
noses
some more.
bleed.
I got a nosebleed from that thing.
And all this happened on their 13th attempt, on the 6th day of the 6th month of 2016. Just bone-chilling.
Hope all this ends soon.
Number 3, the evil entity. This next video was
I hope all this ends soon.
filmed in England in 1999 during a gathering of friends. The evening had it all. Music, drinks, laughs, good cheer, etc. Nothing unusual here, until a few guests decided to play a game of Ouija. The ghost who showed
And
up
film
seemed
on a
pretty
potato.
lively too, and was repeatedly ringing the front doorbell. Obviously, no one was actually at the door. But
Obviously.
then came the footsteps in the attic.
So, audience, whoever you are watching this, right now, I'm pretty much believing this house is haunted, and I'm pretty much believing we're experiencing it, yeah?
Someone goes up to check it out, and we hear screams, pushing and shoving, and the doorbell ringing yet again.
I can't see anything on your potato that you're filming on.
What am I filming?
This string of events comes to an abrupt end following several loud screams, each one worse than the last. Quite the mystery. Number 2, the Norwegian board.
I have
Don't
no
be
idea
surprised
what
if
was
you get
going on in that
answers
last
from the
video.
spirits you contact. After all, that's what Ouija boards are for. These 3 Norwegian girls made their own DIY Ouija board. They followed the rules and asked their questions, but then something strange happens. As they patiently watch the paper, one of the girls' glasses of soda glides over the table.
It was after she drank
Then
it too.
a chandelier starts moving. The whole thing looks like a scene straight out of Beauty and the Beast. Before we get to our top pick, here
Their
are
reactions
some
seem pretty
honorable
legit.
mentions.
Dude, DEA. Come on.
What's that spell?
DEA.
I don't like that.
The fourth letter. The fourth letter. Yo! Yo!
Dead.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Do you know it was trying to spell?
I thought Shane is playing a joke to get views. So I was trying to push it over to no, because we asked, is it in the house? And I was like, I'm just gonna push it towards no. I don't want it to be in my house. And I couldn't.
Because that'll
Like,
make
was
it not in your
physically
house.
Forcing my hand this way, because I was trying to push it. I was like, I'm just gonna push it towards no, and I couldn't do it. Okay, so sometimes if you're ghost hunting, you can put on a voice recorder, and when you ask questions, they answer, but you can't hear it in our human ears.
Number 1, the possessed teenager. So, you're in a basement playing Ouija, and suddenly, one of your friends is showing signs of being possessed themselves.
Like a little bird.
Do you handle this situation calmly or straight up panic? This game began innocently for this group of teenagers. However, fear soon sets in as an entity seemingly takes over one of the girls.
God.
One of her friends tries to shake her, others scream at the top of their lungs, while the camera person manages to keep their cool. No crying, not even a little jolt. Strange, right? Whatever the truth may be, Hollywood horror actresses have got nothing on this possessed teen.
Do you guys believe in Ouija boards? Have you ever played with one?
Well, yeah, I believe in Ouija boards. You can go down to the
Be
local
sure to
store
like
and buy one right now.
And check out these unveiled videos if you want to keep freaking yourself out.
Just as I suspected, some of those videos, As stated in previous videos, before I became a Christian, I was heavily into the occult, and a Ouija board was like my favorite pastime. I played with Ouija boards like kids today play video games. Everybody's outside playing football and doing normal people stuff, and I was just trying to find somebody who's willing to get on the Ouija board with me. Out of all those times, I do have some pretty unexplainable stories. To briefly talk about one, me and a friend of mine sat down to do the Ouija board, and there was a bunch of people in the room, mostly skeptics. And his sister's boyfriend had a dad who had passed away. And while we were on the board, the messages it was spelling out was saying that it was his dad. Now, my friend and I would have never wrote that, because that would be an extremely bad taste. But the guy, he still wasn't believing it, so he said, okay, if you're my dad, what was your middle name? He was asking that because he knows we had no way of knowing that. And halfway through, it started to spell out his middle name. Dude just broke down crying. He went from a skeptic to a believer just like that. And we were just sort of sitting there stunned, like, whoa. To be fair to the scientific explanation on the movement, I think it's a very reasonable explanation. I do believe it requires subtle subconscious movement to move around. Unless the spirit goes completely poltergeist and he starts throwing pots and pans at you, then of course he can move around the little plastic piece. But other than that, I don't know anyone who thinks that the planchette moves around by itself. I mean, that's why you have to have multiple people with their hands on the board. Of course it's subconscious energy and movement. That's not the point. When you sit there and you're inviting a spirit to communicate through you onto the board, who is to say that they're not using your subconscious movement and energy as a medium and the Ouija board as a convenient tool to get a message across? That's what channeling is. The idea is that you're offering up energy for these entities to take control of, to communicate with you. It's the same concept of many other tools used as a medium. Ghost boxes, EVP recorders, tarot cards. I mean, the whole idea behind psychics is that they themselves are the medium in which the spirits channel through. That's why they're called mediums. So if you look at the Ouija board as a medium, as you're inviting something to channel through your movements to communicate with you, then science didn't really prove crap just by showing that you're moving it. Now, does that prove that spirit communication through Ouija boards is real? No, of course not. But it does open up the possibility that spirits might be channeling through this thing. Also, you'd have to make sense of all the stories and experiences like my own, where the board is saying things that the people using it couldn't have possibly known. So if there's even a 0.1% that when using this board, you can channel dark spirits and end up like that possessed looking girl, why would you play around with that? Want my personal opinion? I believe you could sit in your room right now, alone, without a Ouija board and all the other tools, and invite a dark spirit into your life. And they do not care what tool you use, if any, to do so. And all of the paranormal experiences I have had in my life is likely due to me being foolish and opening up doors I couldn't close. So go to God. Stay away from all of that stuff. It's not a joke. But that's it for me, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Paranormal Christian.